Welcome to Heal with Sam. I'm Sam, and I have created this community for mothers who are no longer parenting their children. The reason why isn't important. You could be like me and experience the termination of parental rights. You could have an open CPS case where your children have been removed, but you're on the path to reunification. You could be involved in a nasty court battle. The reason here isn't important. What I know is that mothers without their children need support, need a community. So here we are. If you haven't already, please subscribe and don't forget the like button, because that puts the video out to more people. That's YouTube's algorithm does that. So I don't want any mother in our country or in the world to be suffering in isolation and blame and guilt. I want every mother to know that they're not alone, and every mother to know that they deserve healing, and that healing is possible, and that they can achieve their goals and be a part of this community for support. So press like, subscribe, and let's get started. Losing everything wasn't the end of my story, and it might not be the end of your story either. After the termination of my parental rights, I walked out of that courtroom and into the parking lot, and as you can imagine, I was not myself. I was panicked, I was horrified, I was distraught, worried, disbelief. How could this be happening to me? Why me? How did this all happen? I mean, total shock and disbelief, but with that panic feeling of, oh God, this is really happening. And then my feelings and thoughts would shift to my children, to each one of my children, my 5 children, and how is this going to affect them? How are they going to handle this news? How are they going to take it? Are they going to be okay? And so in this short moment that felt like forever in the parking lot, walking from the courthouse door to my car, I was just in a whirlwind of panic and fear and disbelief and heartache and worry for each child. And somehow, in the midst of all of that, I had some very, very clear moments of clarity. And for me, I know that was God. I can testify that what I'm going to share did not come from my body or my mind. There was no way. I was in a panic, disbelief, almost out-of-body experience. So for me, I know this was God. And he presented 2 paths in front of me. 2 paths and 2 paths only. One was forward and one was backwards. And I had to choose right then and there. I knew the trick of the path backwards, the darkness. It tricks you with, come this way, we'll numb the pain. Come this way, you won't have to deal and feel your problems. But it's a trick and it's chaos. And I knew God put this knowing in me that if I did choose to go backwards, and if I did choose to not handle this and heal from this and numb the pain, that I wouldn't make it back this time. And so then I got like an image, a vision in my head of my children turning 18 years old, finally able to reach out to their mother, and doing so to find out that she didn't make it. And that made me nauseous. And just the thought of my kids experiencing that disappointment, I said, nope. The mom in me said, hell no. This right here is enough disappointment. This right here is enough for my children to go to. I'm not going to add to that by being irresponsible and taking the easy way. I'm not doing that. So I chose the path forward. And let me tell you about the path forward. I clearly saw the obstacles. I saw the rough roads, but I also saw the light. And so I chose the path forward that day for my children. Okay, so by now I'm almost to my car, right? And it was a whimsical type words I heard, be still and know that I am God. Like I said, that didn't come from me. I am in a moment of traumatic panic, disbelief, shock, heartache, all of it, like I said. And I wasn't in that parking lot thinking, what Bible verse might comfort me right now? I wasn't. So be still and know that I am God was just like coming around me. And it was almost like I could hear it. I just knew it was there. And I love the Bible. I think the Bible is beautiful with many, many wonderful, amazing lessons and teachings, but I've never studied it to know that, oh, that verse is in such and such chapter on such and such line number. I don't know the Bible like that. And so for me in that moment, hearing that meant be still and know that I am God meant be quiet. Like be still as in be quiet. Because in that moment, I remember I wanted to run and scream and shout and just lash out at the world at what just happened to me. I wanted to drive straight to the news station and blast to the whole town, you know, the injustices that I just experienced. And after hearing that verse, I just zipped it. That would have been very emotional, reactive, and that could have one day been very embarrassing, if not instantly embarrassing. But in that moment, I didn't care about anything, you know. And in that moment, I didn't care about anything. I didn't care how I looked. I didn't care who thought what. I just knew that I had been hurt and I was now suffering and my children were fixing to be. And I was not okay with that. And so God was there. He comforted me. He guided me. He kept me sane and safe in that moment. And those are some very powerful words I just said. And, you know, the path forward was to heal. I knew that I was going on a healing journey. I had been on a spiritual journey the past 5 years, and I knew I'm going on a healing journey because I can see these obstacles and rough roads ahead. So here we go, you know, and every day I'm doing it for my kids. I'm doing it for my kids.